Very good evening. I hope I'm audible. Just we have to wait for a while. So I'm very glad to announce that today we are going to have a third episode of this online presentation, and I hope that I'm audible and visible to you all. At the same time, I'm going live on the Facebook Public Speaking Club, as we all are the member of that public speaking club. If your friends are not still part of on this Zoom link, then they can view us on that club as well. Somebody may check and then can inform me to by via chat that I'm visible and audible as well there. So please let me know if it is so. Yeah. So now I would stop sharing my screen and visible. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Shabaz. Thank you so much, Shabaz. So I'm again very much excited. We have lots of people today, almost 25, and we are expecting more. And now we are 27. So again, let me tell you that the intensity and the whole idea of having this public speaking session just to grow your public speaking skills. That is the whole idea came into my mind because when I had been have been taking classes for a long, I came across many students, and I could see there are many students, they are able to express their ideas, but their ideas are not well organized while delivering. So for them, I have created this platform, but at the same time, we do have classes for communication skills, developing their communication, enhancing their communication. So we all have that mentality, and I have that mission, and I hope that you all would support with that mission, and you would make the most of it. So in today's webinar, we have three speakers. Without getting delayed, I will start today's session, and we have three speakers. As I would announce the name, we have three speakers. First, Arti Bhojwani, Sabah Khan, and third, Akansha. Uh, the all students are from BA LLB, and Arti Bhojwani is from BBA LLB. They all have different topic, and obviously this is time to be off from this screen and to bring our speaker on the screen. So I would call on the stage, on the screen, Akansha as a first speaker. And where are you, Akansha? Please, you may appear on the screen. I will bring you. Thank you so much. I will ask you to unmute. You can unmute yourself, and now you are visible and you can continue your presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, welcome. All the best.
So please made me the host. Actually, I cannot share my screen.
Now you will be able to share your screen.
Thank you. Gender equality is a human fight, not a female fight. A very good evening, everyone. This is Akanksha Pranik, student of BA LLB from School of Legal Studies. In my presentation, by the end of this presentation, you people will be able to get the answer of these questions. That is, what is gender inequality? What are the aspects in which we need to get equal, where we stand, and how it is measured? Gender equality aspects are political, economic, educational, and health aspects. This is the rank of India as a country, where we stand, and how is gender equality is measured. I'm going to tell you later in my presentation. Equality and non-discrimination. These are the state where every individual get equal opportunities and rights. Every individual in the society yearns for equal status. However, it is a general observation that there exists a lot of discrimination between humans. Discrimination exists because of culture difference, geographical difference, and gender difference. Discrimination based on gender difference is a concern, and that is prevalent in the entire world. Even in 21st century, men and women do not get equal privileges. Gender equality means providing equal opportunities to both men and women in political, economic, education, and health aspects. Let us begin with a very known fact that in India, the birth of a girl child is not welcome. Discrimination starts even before the birth of the girl child. And sometimes they kill as a fetus, or somehow, if she manages to see the light of the day, she is killed as an infant, which makes the highly skewed child sex ratio. For every 1,000 boys, there are only 908 girls. In such scenario, it becomes but obvious for merit reason, many girls in India are forced to drop out of the school. Let us see the other things. I remember there's this company Zomato. They introduced a policy which gives 10 days leave in a year, which is called a menstruation leave. Many people have supported this. They appreciate it, but many had opposed this by raising a question that now where is gender equality? So my answer to them is a statement made by an activist that to achieve gender equality, I believe we must use method of equity. Equality means treating everyone with regardless of their needs. We cannot ignore the fundamental biological difference which makes women need different to those of men. It doesn't mean it's a weakness, it's a strength. Even the God has chosen women to give birth to a child. Now, I'll come to the last two aspects which I've told you in the beginning of the presentation, that where we stand and how it is measured. So, as a country, India stands 112th out of 159 countries with a gap close percentage of 66.8%. And it is measured with different index. One, gender related development index. This includes education and income accessing in the gender equality of a country. Gender empowerment measurement. This includes the percentage of women candidates in national parliaments and the percentages of women at economic decisions. Gender gap close index. This is used for ranking the countries with three factors, that is education, economic, and empowerment. So, for the welfare of a nation or for the growth of a country, scoring high in gender equality is very well required. The countries, those who have disparity in gender equality, has done a lot of progress. Even India is also taking major steps to ensure the gender equality. But only the government steps is not enough. We need to take steps on the ground level. Stop thinking and start doing, because the time of thinking has gone. We really need to do something now. In addition, the government is taking initiatives to check or to see the proper implementation of the policies which they are introducing. But it becomes our responsibility also to take care of that. So that is it for my presentation. This is Akanksha Puranik signing off until we meet again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Akansha. Very well said about the topic. It was a great topic. Presentation is awesome. And with the same sequence, I would like to call upon our next speaker, Sabah Khan, with her topic called social media. Welcome to Sabah Khan on this stage, on the screen. Sabah, over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Today I am here to talk about social media and share my opinion about social media. Here I am Sabah Khan, the student of BA LLB of School of Legal Studies. The reason I choose this topic because of growing popularity of social media. So I would like to share my presentation for. As we all know that social media is an online platform where we can share thoughts, informations, pictures, and videos. We all use it in our day to day life. It has become an integral part of life. The power of social media is that it forces necessary changes. There are various social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, etc. We all use them to communicate and socialize locally as well as globally. Now, here in this slide, we can see that logo speaks themselves that what they are. It's, it seems to me YouTube is a teacher because from school time, a teach itself, I take help from it. Instagram pretends to be a good platform, but यहाँ कोई अपना failure post नहीं करता. Google is used for asking anything. Of social media also changes from person to person. Social media has both advantages and disadvantages. I would like to mention advantages of social media first. Most of them are in social media, whether than young, old, rich, or poor, no matter what. Everyone is frenzy when it comes to socializing online. Even the corporate world has jumped into the bandwagon and companies starting advertising online, selling goods and services, inquiries, etc. As the popularity social media spreads all over the world, it has got mixed opinion of how it affects the youth. So, how does social media affect the youth? To answer this, we have to look both at the positive and negative sides. Starting with the first, social media has reduced the world into a global village where people can interact with each other just by a clicking of button. Through these interactions, young people can acquire information, knowledge, and be exposed to wide ideas or opportunities waiting for out there. Popular young people can be hired as brand ambassador of specific companies. They can also run businesses through social media. It is the best platform to showcase the talents. It is a cheaper means of communication. It is also helping people to earn money. People sell a lot of things like clothes, books, electronic items, etc. through social media. Now, I would like to talk about the drawbacks of social media. On the flip side, it is an unregulated forum which has no morals and laws to abide to. Young people are exposed to gore images of murder, violence, video footages of gun shooting, nudism, sexual contents, and there are gore images domained by young people, and they think our world is not a safe place to live in. But the truth is, 90% of people is safe for the heaven with unwrapped opportunity too. Social media may also lead the addiction. This is a generation where you see the people sitting next to each other, sharing their mobile phones rather than face to face interaction. The first thing after they wake up, they do is checking their mobiles, and the last thing before they going to the bed, they do is checking the updates. Young people are also obsessed to social media. They are obsessed the numbers of likes, comments they get on a daily basis. They work tirelessly in order to buy outfits, visiting exotic places, trying new meals just to post it on social media. The kind of crime that comes into our mind when talking about social media is cyberbullying. The fake one is bully, humiliate, or insult the real ones. Outside watches the mething having fun, but the truth is the one who is insulted or humiliated is being affected about a lot. हम सब अपना बेस्ट दिखाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. सबके अंदर स्ट्रेंथ है, वीकनेसेस भी हैं. अपनी वीकनेसेस को छुपाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. उसमें क्या है? अगर सोशल मीडिया को ध्यान से समझे तो लुक्स हैं, एक परफेक्ट फिगर है, एक परफेक्ट फिजिक है. क्या वो सच है? नो. रियलिटी अगर समझना है तो नेचर को ऑब्जर्व करो, तो उसमें आपको हर तरीके की फिजिक मिलेगी, तरह तरह के फिगर मिलेंगे. अगर फेसबुक पे मान लो आपके 2000 फ्रेंड्स हैं या किसी और के भी हैं और आप उसे बीट करने की कोशिश कर रहे हो और 2000 की जगह 2500 भी हो गए फ्रेंड्स, उससे क्या होगा? वॉट एवर विल यू गेट, क्या मिलता है वहां से? लाइक्स मिलते हैं, कमेंट्स मिलते हैं। इनकी एक्चुअल में रियलिटी क्या है? कुछ भी नहीं, सब वर्चुअल है। जो लाइक कर रहे हैं, क्या वो एक्चुअल में लाइक कर रहे हैं, या वो इसलिए लाइक कर रहे हैं कि अगर मैंने लाइक नहीं किया तो वो मुझे भी लाइक नहीं करेगा? वर्चुअल रियलिटी मतलब जो एक्चुअल में रियल नहीं है, बस रियल लग रहा। वी ऑल आर सराउंडेड बाय वर्चुअल रियलिटी एंड अंडरस्टैंड डीपली कि ये वर्चुअल है। दैट लिबरेट्स यू कंपैरिजन फॉरएवर। सोशल मीडिया से हम कैसे बचें? बिकॉज इट इज एडिक्टिव। कुछ स्टडीज हुई हैं जहाँ से ये निकल के आया है कि इट इज एडिक्टिव एज एल्कोहल एज टबैको। और ये कोई इल्यूजन नहीं है, ये कोई थ्योरी नहीं है, ये फैक्ट है। और कितने लोग हैं सोशल मीडिया पे? ऑलमोस्ट सारे हैं। और कितने घंटे सोशल मीडिया को यूज करते हैं? एवरेज 2 से 3 घंटे। और इस 2-3 घंटे की रिटर्न क्या है? जीरो। जीरो भी नहीं है, इसे माइनस में है। जीरो मैं इसलिए नहीं बोल रही हूँ क्योंकि अगर जीरो होता तो इसे न्यूट्रल कहते हैं, पर यहाँ सिर्फ जा रहा है, कुछ रिटर्न नहीं आ रही है। if you do if you want to do something big in life, in reality, so be free from virtual reality. When social media becomes a place where you start to share your negative thoughts or you become negative from other people post, remove yourself before you ruin your reputation. Social media changed our life so much. Our life become convenient because social media is a very useful tool for us in 21st century. It could help us to improve our life. However, we have to aware of how we use them. If we could use the social media smartly, having social media will become a good change for us. To conclude, before one using social media excessively, they have to weigh both positive and negative sides. As Albert Einstein said, I fear the day that the technology will surpass the human interaction. The world is full of idiots. Social media can be used to know whatever is happening around the world, but the thing is that we have to use it in a good way or we may get it trapped. Don't use social media to impress people, use it to impact people. So, with this, I end up my presentation. Hope you like this. Here I am Sabah Khan signing out. We will meet again. Thank you so much.
So again, it was an excellent presentation, very prepared presentation, and very well you have drawn our attention towards the social media, its advantages, disadvantages, and how we really getting afar and getting apart from the reality and getting closer and closer towards this virtual world. So excellent presentation it was, Sabha. I congratulate you. I congratulate Akansha also. Now, in the same sequence, I would like to call upon our next speaker, Aarti Bhojwani. So over to you, Aarti Bhojwani, and all the very best. Now I would ask you to unmute. Yes, you can.
Hello, sir. Firstly, thank you for providing us with such a great opportunity to show up our skills. We all have one thing in common that we all love shopping. But wait, what if what if we can shop at the prices we desire? We will love it more definitely. So at some point of time in our life, we all might have bargained for the goods or products we want to buy or purchase. Good evening, everyone. This is Aarti presenting a small but a useful presentation about negotiation. I am just assuming that many of us have heard the term negotiation, and many of us also have a confusion between bargaining and negotiation. We think this both are same, but no. Give me a chance, then I will clear the difference between both the terms. So without further ado, let's start the presentation. Hmm. Starting with a quote by Carrie Fisher: everything is negotiable. Whether the negotiation is easy or not is another thing. So these are the topics I'm going to cover in the following presentation. I am also going to mention 5 tips to become a good negotiator and 5 negotiation mistakes to avoid. And also at the last, a suggestion for the interested ones. Let's know the meaning of negotiation. A negotiation is a strategic decision that revolves an issue in a way that both parties find it acceptable. In a negotiation, each party tries to persuade the other to agree with his or her point. Basically, we are negotiating for the things we want. And there's a point like I am negotiating for the thing I want from other person, and he is negotiating for the thing he wants from me. Negotiation involves some give and take, which means one party will always come out on the top of the negotiation. Negotiating in day-to-day life. Now I want to share a instance that happened in my life. I remember I went to a hair salon where there was a package worth rupees 2000, and it included hair washing, hair cutting, highlighting, and hair straightening. So I just basically wanted only one service, that is hair cutting. And therefore, I asked the beautician to do the same. Though she insisted me to go with the whole package as it was a reasonable deal according to her. But I stood at my decision of having only haircut. So I told her that I only want a haircut, nothing else. And I am going to pay you for the service. I am not going to pay you for the services I don't want. Hearing this, she told me, as you only want a haircut, the price for haircut will be rupees 300. And you know why she agreed for only haircut? Because she knew that the deal is still profitable to her. Hence, I negotiated with her, and it was a common win-win situation for both of us. Now, there are 3 types of negotiator around us. First is assertive, second, accommodator, and third is analyst. Assertives are the aggressive types of negotiator. They are win oriented. They never think about others, but they only think about themselves and are direct and blunt to the point. We all know that saying no is certain to a point, but assertives are good at saying no. Everyone needs to be able to express no in order to keep from getting taken hostage and destroyed in a deal. The assertive is generally the best at this. Second is accommodator. They are relationship oriented, and they are the most likable among us. Because of a desire to have a good relationship, accommodators can find themselves either getting pushed around or not making good implementable deals. So this is the disadvantage of an accommodator, that they are not good at making implementable deals. Third is analyst. They are conflict avoidant. They are also win oriented. They see their time as long as it takes to get it right. So they always prefer to be prepared beforehand, and they won't talk to you until they are not prepared. They have a good understanding of the need for a solid implementable deal. Now let's discuss the 5 tips to become a good negotiator. First one is prepare. Negotiating takes tenacity and preparation. Know what objections you may face and have questions prepared to overcome them. The only way, and I should say the best way to predict potential objection is to understand who you are negotiating with. Put yourself in their shoes and see things from their eyes. Know something about the person and or business and their background, ready to counter offer. Second is everything is negotiable. As it was earlier said in the quote by Carrie Fisher, everything is negotiable in the life. It just depends on how much you want it and what you are willing to offer. Think of it as a trade off. You have something they want and they have something you want. Third is ask for what you want. This is not a time to be shy. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. You miss 100% of the opportunities that you don't ask for. Fourth is listen more than you talk. The questions are important, but waiting for the answer is even more important. Get comfortable with silence while you wait. As the saying goes, we were born with one mouth and two ears for a reason. Fifth one, read the paperwork if need be. If the negotiation requires signature, be sure to read the paperwork first. If what you are reading is not clear, seek help. It is not only important to read what are you signing, but also that you understand what the words say. Don't be afraid to ask questions. People won't care how much you know until they know how much you care. By asking questions, you are showing that you care. Once they know you care, they will be more open to listening to you. All negotiation end in a common win-win situation. That doesn't have to be always a winner and a loser. I encourage you to seek out the ways in which everyone wins. Now, there are also 5 negotiation mistakes that we should avoid. First is don't make assumptions. The key to a successful negotiation is being prepared, and that means a lot more than knowing numbers and facts. There's a great quote by Fletcher: failing to prepare is preparing to fail. Gather as much data as you can in advance and be prepared to ask strong diagnostic questions to give clarity. The more prepared you are, the better you will be able to navigate the negotiation. Second, don't rush. Negotiation take time, especially if you want them to get smoothly. Take the time to establish a real relationship with the other party. Share a little piece of personal information that signals your openness and desire for connection. Doing so can shift a negotiation from a adversable battle to a productive conversation. Also, please don't be afraid to build up pauses, as they can help everyone regain perspective and remove undue emotions. Third is don't take anything personally. While negotiating, getting too emotional will hurt your productivity. So it is advised that being aware of your emotion triggers and knowing how to pull back when you feel things shifting in the wrong direction. Fourth, don't accept a bad deal. It's really important to remember that a deal isn't necessarily better than no deal. If you are investing your time and energy into getting a deal, then better not to settle for less. Ultimately, not making a deal should always be there as an option. Fifth, most important, don't over negotiate. Last, it is really important to keep in mind that we should never over negotiate. Putting ourselves in position where we can't go back to a relationship because we over leveraged, so not to should not be the way to negotiate. Now there are some career options for a person who have a good negotiating skill. The very first option is lawyer. Since most of us are pursuing law, so it is a beneficial skill even for us. And second is sales representative, purchase agent, and the list goes on. Stop bargaining and start negotiating. There's a basic and very big difference between bargaining and negotiating. Bargaining is about focusing on who is right. It is competitive and win-lose. Negotiation, whereas, is about focusing on what is right. It is cooperative and win-win. To truly engage in negotiation, you must have trust and openness between the parties. Otherwise, it is impossible to find the common win-win situation. At the last, I would like to recommend a book which I am currently reading is Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. It is really, I can say it's a great book about negotiation. So this was my presentation, and here I am signing off. Hope you like it. We'll meet soon.
Thank you so much. Now stop sharing your screen. Yeah. So Aarti, it was wonderful presentation, and I hope our audience must have understood the difference between bargaining and negotiating the things. And I hope that now next time they won't would not like to be a bargainer or bargain anything. They would like to negotiate the things. And even wonderfully you explained that if you are a negotiator, then you have a career growth as well. So again, it was a wonderful session. Our three speakers spoke very well, and once again I congratulate. And I am just signing off from my live, which I'm going on Facebook. So now I have stopped from the Facebook. So now I am not live on the Facebook now.